I crashed my new Porsche GT3 RS on the Nürburgring just a couple of weeks ago to the point of destruction. My new GT3 RS was destroyed. During training for a sub-7 lap of the Nordschleife, the ring bit back and bit back hard, reminding me why this place is called the Green Hell. The car was in a really bad way, and mostly all of this side. Carbon panels smashed, headlight obliterated, all the airbags deployed, rear quarter twisted and dented, and active aero obliterated. It really wasn't looking good. Even the magnesium wheels, totally ruined. And at £18,000 a set, never mind the rest of the damage, this was getting really expensive really fast. But just when I thought it was over, Matt Armstrong stepped in and offered to rebuild the car. An amazing gesture, but it wasn't going to be straightforward. Right, this is not a scenario I was expecting.
I just like a little gremlin.
Do you know, by pure chance, I drove here and I stopped by Matt on the drive to the ring in this car. I didn't expect to be back so soon under these circumstances.
Do you know what? And it didn't even cross my mind that you could possibly crash, because I would have said like, oh, if you crash, let me know. But like,
less than a month later, I'm back in the car with Matt tearing it to pieces.
yeah. There we go. That's off.
Just tearing stuff out of it.
Aircon unit out, and then once you pull that out,
there you go. There's some more of those great sounds. That
the crunchy noises. Yeah. There we go. Voila. And that's out.
So this just comes out. Like,
yeah, so
but it's heavy as hell.
It's going to be heavy, and we just got to make sure you don't drop it on this airbag module.
Great.
And then like, I'll lift it, and then you're going to have to walk through the car with it to get it out. Okay.
Oh Christ, it is out.
the red thing's got to pull out.
Okay.
Come on. Don't steer the steering wheel, because we don't want to break the clutch spring.
Hold on a minute, I've got to step over the transmission.
I've got it in a minute. Yeah.
That is the dashboard out.
Ludicrous, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now have a look in here. The pyro fuse is in there, and that's what's stopping you from starting the car. So
God, they don't make it easy, do they? We've also just noticed the brake pedal in an RS is carbon fibre.
Full carbon fibre.
You'll know Matt from his incredible videos rebuilding crash-damaged cars. Thankfully, this wasn't his first GT3. Incredibly, Matt and his team repaired the car with just 17 hours of labour time, which on the surface looks like it's as good as new. But is it? Good start! But the thing with rebuilding a car this advanced after that level of damage is the tolerances, technology, and setup that makes a GT3 RS so razor sharp has to be spot on. So how are we going to check that this thing's right? As far as cars that you've had in your workshop then,
yeah,
it wasn't that bad?
No, this was actually quite fun to do because we've stripped apart. So we've like touched so many that this was like, we knew exactly what we were doing and exactly where we needed to go. It looked worse than what it did, which is, I was thinking like, yeah, the transformation, it's hard for me to remember now because I don't remember it being actually too bad, but yeah, to anybody else that's seen it, it looked quite bad.
Sure,
getting all the dashboard out, repairing the dashboard, doing the pyro fuse, getting the curtain airbags in, and then it cracked both of the rear quarter windows as well. So we replaced both of the quarter windows.
You just wouldn't know. I mean, it's so mad. Honestly, if you didn't know, you wouldn't know. Oh, mega. Yeah, okay, so that's what it looked like. Oh, damn. Yeah, so, not great.
That's one for the office wall or something.
It really is.
Yeah.
Mate, I really appreciate that.
No worries at all. Don't
really. No, I'll keep it out of the way. That was my one life.
That's it.
I just keep it as it is. So. Now, seeing as Matt stepped up for me, I'm about to step up for him by delivering this, something he needs for a very important video coming up pretty soon. The only catch is, Matt's 1,000 miles away in Monaco. This is the perfect opportunity to shake down the car, check everything is working, where something pretty wild is about to go down. Now we've got a bit of a problem. In every single 911 and even GT3s, you get a really convenient frunk. When I say convenient, multiple road trips, loads of bags, plenty of space. Even in the back, even with a conventional roll cage, 911s, they generally have pretty decent space. You can throw bags in the back and there's loads of volume there. But in the name of aerodynamics and efficient cooling, the 992 GT3 RS has absolutely zero baggage space. To compound that, it even has a revised carbon fiber roll cage. Aesthetically, it's absolutely awesome. Practically, well, you can barely fit a mouse in there. The 992 GT3 RS sacrifices its front luggage compartment to house a single, large, centrally mounted radiator. This is a design borrowed from Porsche's motorsport program. Unlike regular 911s that split cooling across multiple smaller side radiators, the RS consolidates cooling into one massive unit for optimal aero efficiency and weight distribution. And this is what I'm talking about. This is learnings directly from Porsche's racing program. On the 911 RSR and the GT3R, they consolidated two smaller radiators into one massive radiator. Now, this is for two good reasons. One is for the aerodynamics of the car. You see, on the GT3 RS, the wishbones of the car are literal aero components, and in order to allow air to go over those wishbones, they had to take the cooling radiators that were conventionally left and right and consolidate them in the middle. It also just so happens to be pretty good for weight distribution. What it's not good for is baggage distribution. To further complicate things, this is also fitted with the full harness pack, which I'm going to have to undo so that these lines aren't blocking up to try and squash some bags in here. Now, on a conventional roll cage, you have like this crossbar here, which opens up these apertures much wider. But on the Weissach pack, they give you this carbon fiber cage. It's very cool, but it just fills every flipping orifice. So we've had to pack soft bags. Now we're going to play Tetris. This is from Gumball. This is my Gumball 3000 bag from Toronto to Miami. I thought I'd bring this one because we did that rally in at Aventador, and that didn't have much space either. Hey, that's not looking too bad. That's got some of Yorkie's camera gear and the entire week's worth of clothes. I reckon we can do it this way around. Something's just dawned on me, Yorkie. We're gonna have to do this every morning and every night. Hey, it's in. It's upside down, but it's in. Camera gear. Right. I bring the driver's seat. Oh, the harnesses are restricting it. Okay, we're not gonna drive with harnesses, so I'll undo those ones. I'll use the belt and this bag. I should have asked Matt to leave the cage out when he took it out. Okay, that's in. Not in at all. Hold on. How is this possible? It's not that big a bag. Okay, that's in. Okay, what's next? Okay, soft stuff. We can squeeze that under the transmission tunnel. That'll be fine. This cage is actually acting as a good storage shelf. This is a whole different story. This doesn't bend. No, it's not okay. I'm gonna have to put the visor slot through. It's a good job. I'm not completely precious about that, isn't it? Let's go. Oh no! What are you gonna do with this? I don't even know it'll fit, mate. Oh, it does. Yeah. I just won't be able to see out the rearview mirror. Cool. Oh no, it fits. That's gonna be okay. Just have to remember how we did that every morning and every night. Two major things happen when you crash a car. Obviously, the car is damaged physically, and you, the crashee, are affected psychologically. Now, Matt has done an unbelievable job. I mean, I'm driving this now, albeit I'm stuck in traffic. We're going in a really straight line and it's very boring, but top line, the aesthetics, the finish, the interior, the initial feel, I honestly can't get over what a job Matt and his team have done in such a short time. But the idea of these next 1,000 miles is not only to get to grips with the nuances of if there might be anything imperfect with this car, but the main reason, it's all up here. When you've crashed a car, you generally never look at it the same way again. But I won't know until I've managed to grab it by the scruff of its neck and send it if it's totally dialed in. Once we've done 1,000 miles, is everything cool? No electronics problems? And then ultimately, we're going to end up on a very special stretch of tarmac, which all in all, we're going to find out if this thing really is the GT3 RS that it used to be. So the car is proving itself in highway miles. It's tracking perfectly and there are no signs of repair. But this is just the beginning of a proper shakedown, with the final test designed to really push the car and Matt's work. All right, first couple of 100 miles, albeit in a perfectly straight line down the motorway, performing faultlessly. Now, one of the biggest changes is this situation right here. This is a collaboration alloy between Champion Porsche of Miami and Vossen Wheels. And this is their own lightweight alloy, and they are shod on a brand new set of Michelin Cup 2Rs. Now these are going to come in handy in two places, which we shall share with you later on in the journey. But when these tyres switch on and they get up to temp, they are unstoppable. Last month, I was here with this car. Well, it'll certainly be a crazy journey, saying that once this car goes over that line, it's not coming back until the job's done. There's no turning back. Didn't quite have this scenario in mind, having introduced it to a wall, have Matt Armstrong rebuild it, and then drive it over the month later. Things happen for a reason, and I just think we're on for a bit of a rock and roll ride. All right, situation update. So we've just done 200 miles from Matt's to the Channel Tunnel. So far, not an error light, not even a wobble off the wheel, nothing. Like if you didn't know, you wouldn't know. Running perfect. However, what isn't running perfect is Matt's car. Now the original idea was I thought I was driving overnight to go and meet him in Monaco to drop off this part. However, the condition of his car has become so bad that they've had to stop in the middle of France somewhere. So we're going to hurry up even more and probably arrive with them in the darkness in the middle of the night to hopefully get the Revuelto back online.
While Matt's work is proving to be great, the GT3 RS ultimately wasn't repaired through a Porsche center, so it's not officially approved, which was about to result in a major problem later in the video.
All right, latest update. Sun is about to set. It's getting dark pretty quick. The latest from Matt is that he's set up camp. Now we've got another hour and 10. By the time we get there, it's going to be pitch black, and we're going to give him the equipment that hopefully is going to get his car back into working order.
Yo.
Yeah, how's the car doing?
We keep going into limbos.
We're an hour away from you still. So by the time we reach you, it's going to be dark.
Yeah, hopefully you can save us, because if not, tomorrow's going to be a very long day, and the day after that's going to be a very long day.
So we just heard from Matt Jones, who's in the car with Matt Armstrong. Revuelto's not running too smooth. It's been off and on and stopping and starting on the way down. And they're effectively having to reset the car in order to clear this code. Now what's in the box is an OBD unit, and it's a specific unit that we're all hoping that it clears these error codes. Because if it doesn't, I mean, just tomorrow from where we're staying tonight, under conventional no problem driving, it would be a 10-hour drive. And it's on some of the best roads in Europe. So the last thing we need is for that car to not be working, then hopefully we don't uncover any hidden problems in this car along the way.
We kept driving into the night toward an eerily quiet part of rural France. Honestly, if it wasn't for Matt's location pin, I would have turned around ages ago. How on earth did Matt end up here? With the darkness hiding our location last night, we had no idea we'd wake up to this.
Oh, those boys are. They're definitely here. Their pin is showing they're here. So.
Man, I hope this thing works.
Yeah. Hey! Mate, this thing it's so spot on.
Jack's German calls for you.
Honestly.
Right.
Hope that works.
I'm glad it come in a Porsche box.
Porsche mirror box.
Mirror glass, yeah.
Yeah. I really hope it works, mate.
I hope it works. I really hope it works.
If it doesn't, we're going to have to book
go
another night here.
Yeah. We've got to go back.
Right, they're about to find out if this works or not.
An OBD blocker is a small plug-in device that disables the car's OBD port to block unwanted error codes or diagnostic signals. It's kind of like a paracetamol for a car, not necessarily fixing the issue, but masking the problem. Let's hope this one works on Matt's car.
If you haven't heard this thing yet.
Are we good so far? Yeah, we did a thing.
Well, we've got 1,000 miles now to prove this theory.
Yeah.
What could go wrong? So far, no problems with the GT3, no problems with the Revuelto. Well, we haven't left the driveway of the hotel yet.
So interesting, one time I've used one of them before,
yeah.
It made the car have a massive flat spot through the revs.
Right.
So I guess when we get it on the road, I'll see.
So we're going to hear this fighter jet go, wah!
Wah! Yeah. What we're doing is, I've said to the lads before we come, we filled up at Folkestone, and then we said every time we fill up, it goes into the pot where we're going to get to the Monte Carlo Casino and gamble that fuel cost. Then, if we do win, which we're manifesting that we are going to win, we will win, it's a free trip, it's a free fuel trip. It'll also test which is the most economical car, because I know I've got the most cylinders out of everyone, but I do have a hybrid, so will that help it in any way? Don't know. The Nico's driving's a bit ecstatic, so that
yeah, that
I think is going to drink the fuel.
He's going to have the disproportionate pot.
But yeah, let's join in.
Well, let's get our receipt out from when we filled up near your place, actually.
Yeah.
We filled up there, and then we filled up a little bit in Folkestone.
Okay.
Just topped up. That was 50 euros. And we did a full tank next to your house, so we're probably on 150 euros so far.
Okay, that's in the pot so far then. What are you doing?
Snaking through this village, it's like a shark. Look at it. He is tickling that. It feels so good to be back on just a good, authentic YouTuber's road trip. It's been a long time. And it's funny how it's worked out. I mean, we've had these unfortunate set of circumstances, and now we're on a road trip in the summer through Europe. It's peak YouTube. Matt, holes in your map or anything, no?
So far we seem okay, but engine light's just engine light on. When I get on this motorway, I'm going to just have a little blast onto it and just see what it performs like there.
Actual F1 sound. Only when F1 sounded good. The last top of the RPM is even slightly higher pitched.
Oh no! Oh no! We need to call that one. Tools are in the Urus. Tools are in the Urus. We need a bit of vibrations cause that. I remember when we tightened this.
It's not that bad. Like, I mean, it's just a tiny bit, but now I'm out. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
I might fly off down the motorway.
That definitely needs putting on. That is absolutely shocking behaviour. If that's come from Porsche like that,
you wouldn't get that OEM, would you?
Yeah, it's these backstreet garages. They'll get you, you know.
Yeah.
Well, no, we've got that on film.
Have you got it on?
Was tightening that.
Let's go. Matt, is this going up like all on one, like all on red or black?
Yes.
Okay.
Then we get it back.
Brilliant. So it's going on roulette. So this is fuel pump roulette. 100 euros.
100 euros straight away. That's what it's cost me.
Proper job. We're going to take the door card off the car.
Oh my god, that freaked me out. I thought it was a kid. I thought there was a child next to me. Key card for the room.
Straight in there. Matt's doing some roadside assistance here under my 30-day warranty. I'm like perpetually impressed by this guy. Look at it. He's just ripping my door card out.
When we was tightening it up, it felt like it was pulling the mirror like that and it had a gap. And I was like, oh, I don't like that. So we didn't do it really tight. No matter how many tools you bring, you never have the tool you need. It's called a multi-spline or multi-hex. Who would have thought the one thing that would go wrong on James's shakedown is a wing mirror? Oh, amazing.
Take here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bring back. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Take here.
Oh, you want something in return?
Yes.
Okay.
That was a disproportionate chip. The guy was like, can you leave something? So I know you're not just going to nick off with my box of tools. It just gives him his entire wallet, which is thicker than that tool.
It was like he's gone home for the day. Look, this is the reason why we didn't do it really tight before, because
like,
there's a gap, and was like, oh, is it? Surely it's not meant to be like a gap like that. That's why we didn't really crank it. But I'm going to do it tight now. We do have another amount back of mine off one of mine. But like that ain't gonna come loose now, at least. That's really tight now.
That's
right,
solid.
should we go get my grand back?
Yeah, you better.
Wing mirror fixed, there was one more place to stop before getting on the road. Hidden in the sleepy French countryside lies the ghost of a famous racetrack, Ronsgau. This forgotten temple of speed was once the stage for Formula One legends like Fangio and Moss, but today it's a crumbling monument to motorsport glory, frozen in time.
Here we are. This is pretty mega, honestly. a few weeks ago when this thing was in the wall. I did not expect to be enjoying this car so soon. These guys have absolutely saved my ass. It's just mega. On the trip, 992 GT3 RS. Nico's turned up, joined us in a Urus Latte. Tony's in the F430 manual, and Matt, the Revuelto. This thing, they never get captured correctly on camera, but the audio, as it were, from these exhausts, unreal. Funny to think, way back in the day, thousands of people would have gathered here to have watched people racing. They must maintain it. I mean, it's like French Goodwood. What a great spot. Can you imagine an aesthetic and a setup like this as your HQ back home? It would look amazing.
But we wanted all of us to go in. Yeah. It looks like a tunnel underneath the road, but it is pitch black. Hey!
Mate, there's only one thing in there. Zombies.
We went quite deep in.
Did you?
We decided we should all go in together, because if
something
happens to one of us, it should happen to all.
I don't want to be the last. No, help me.
What's that?
That looks like a huge spider in that bastard.
Does it keep going underground?
No, I'm not doing it.
Oh, it's blocked off. It's blocked off.
Oh my god. Okay, can we go back?
No, we're not going back. Just bring him in. Just put him in the chair. That is the freakiest thing going.
There's things here and creatures. No, I don't want to see that.
This is not looking good. It's freezing down here as well.
Go.
Oh, man. It's literally emerging out of a cave. What kind of co-drive is that? He's asleep.
With hundreds of miles ahead of us, we needed to make ground, but our problems were just about to begin.
It's when we're in automatic, and then do you know, like, you want it to do the kick down, that's what jumps into limp mode. But then, do you know, every time we're going in manual, when flying in manual, it has no issue doing that. It's like, it seems to, when I go and mash the throttle and we're in auto, it just, I think it just goes, the ticking, I don't know.
So the OBD in the Revuelto was doing its job, but only just. And the opportunity to stretch the legs of the GT3 RS was proving successful. For now.
Somehow we kept it in electric mode for ages and it was so quiet.
So nice. You liked it.
Next thing it went, I know, we're braking and it felt like it was pulling to the right and it felt like it was going and was in limp mode, but I don't know whether when it goes in limp mode it puts like the electric drive in limp mode as well, because now it's been fine. What did you fill up last time? I've done 195, Nico's done 200.
Well, we filled up at that Asda and I think I've still got the receipt, so we can add it in.
Yeah. And look, you can see where it's wearing already. We took the wheels off on 1500 miles. It was literally just on the cords, and that was from brand new.
Can I just acknowledge something? And I'm feeling disgusted in myself here. There's got to be a better way to eat on the road. There's got to be a better way, man. Like, I washed my Burger King down with an entire pack of chocolate fingers. What a spontaneous review. We're about 600 miles into driving since yesterday in my newly built GT3 RS, and the results are good. I can highly recommend Armstrong Services for all of your warranty and repair needs. I actually have forgotten the fact that this recently interfaced with a wall at high velocity. It's driving perfectly fine. The only thing that we found so far is the wing mirror was a little bit loose. Other than that, in terms of the way it actually drives, I mean, it is die straight. You could be doing highway speeds and just put light touch on the wheel, no vibrations, it doesn't pull, there's not a squeak or rattle inside here, everything works, Apple CarPlay's going, everything. It's just as it was. I mean, if someone else had crashed this car, and it had have gone away, and Matt had have done his magic, and then someone had just parked it back in my garage, honestly, I wouldn't know. There is, however, some obstacles coming up, which is going to put it through its paces. Then we're going to see what's what.
Best thing I've ever heard.
That's unbelievable! You know the really cliche sounds like an F1 car? I mean, literally. What the is that? Mate, that was bonkers. Right, we've just been cruising for a bit. It's been sedate and sensible because it's been a bit wet and damp. We've just found a tunnel which brings out the inner child in any petrol head. And that Revuelto, I mean, the whole cliche, man, it sounds like an F1 car for the road. Few cars do. That car pierced the inside of my skull. Oh my God, it's so high pitched. You know the V12 howl, like the iconic howl that you got from old F1 cars? That actually has it. Absolutely mind-blowing. It's the stuff you sign up for as a petrol head when you're 6 years old. That's what it is. Mate, I'm sure it was worth it for you to put up with all the drone all the way just for that tunnel run. I'm smiling like I've just discovered cars all over again.
After making up some serious ground and simultaneously destroying my eardrums, we rolled into the next checkpoint.
Are you going to creep out in emo? These guys have been waiting for him to start that exhaust. Oh no! Right, day 3 back on the road. Today is when it gets really awesome because we're south enough to get onto some really good driving roads, and we're going to hit 2 of the best in the whole of Europe. One's mega, the Route Napoleon. One is, in my opinion, the best. It's called the D2202, and we christened it a long time ago, originally the Red Rock Road, because all the road rock is red. 3RS, Revuelto, Euros, manual 430. Proper YouTuber road trip. Yeah, only half a tank, 73 euros. What are we expecting we're all going to put in this pot by the time we get there? A couple of grand, so yeah, 250 euros each, 300 euros each, something like that. Well, and then we're just going to hope for the best.
Black or red.
Black or red. Do it!
This is going to be a big one.
That is 5 fuel stops. Second one today. But in total on the trip so far, I think it's 5. Are there any sponges? Are there any sponges? It's just like spraying water all over the place.
Come on, mate. You've got the best one.
Oh! Never go forward. So, in our haste, trying to find the best roads in the south of France, it appears we found the worst. This is the least conducive piece of tarmac for this car. I mean, not only does it have the alignment and geo calibration from Manthey, specifically set up for the Nürburgring. It's also very much a track car, which was designed specifically for a smooth surface. This is shaking the hairs out of my mustache. It's so bumpy. It's ludicrous. We need to pull over. My window wiper just snapped itself in half. Weirdest thing, it's like it's got, I don't know, tree sap on it or something, and we wiped the window and it just glued to it and just snapped.
You snapped your window wiper.
Yeah. Man, that's wonderful.
Oh, Yorkies!
Do not put on the wiper. Actually, I'll put it there.
No, it is like that, isn't it? Yeah.
So enough with the fun and games. Test number 2 for the newly rebuilt GT3 RS is here. Fast-paced mountain roads, holding its own against the Revuelto with double the horsepower. But it doesn't end well.
How cool is that? It's mad! Following that, it's crazy.
There's nothing, as what we were saying, is like, there's nothing you can do to shake that off, because that's just like...
It's so agile.
We're doing so much.
Oh, you really? Yeah. Seriously? Oh man, that's like warming up, like crazy. What a road though, huh? It goes like this for 20 miles. It's amazing.
But just as the RS was beginning to find its flow,
we split our windscreen. We just went through like this dip, this compression.
How are we going to make it to Monaco now?
Gonna have to just kick the glass out.
cracked windscreen aside, the RS drove perfectly, tackling one of my all-time favorite driving roads with one of the best driving experiences I have ever had. We can safely say Matt's rebuild has passed test number 2.
Oh yeah, look, it had a little stone chip. Oh my. Did we just fit
When did you fit that glass?
We just
last week.
fitted it last week. Do you know what we should have done? PPF'd it. I'll PPF.
Like, one thing about the Revuelto, I keep up with the Revuelto.
No, I think the weight's like the same.
The Performante is amazing for what it, you know, for
how
what it
well
is.
That's handling.
It's an amazing thing.
We can't shake off the GT3 RS, no way. And then next year I was like, and Nico's still here.
And you were still in my way. That was the thing. It was in my way.
This just sounds good. We're just like, ah!
Following you with that cap cam on earlier, made the sound would blow your face off. It was amazing. Right, so it's past test number 2. We've got highway straight line driving out of the way, nice and composed. The second test was that. Alpine passes, tight twisty turns, heavy braking, getting it up to temperature, handled that like a dream, and frankly left the Revuelto for dead. But number 3, that's where it's going to be important. We're going to get to that later on. You've launched that.
We just took off.
That speed bump was invisible though. They came out of nowhere. I've never seen a Revuelto fly. That was unbelievable.
I didn't even see it. I didn't even see it, and it was like, oh my god.
This was it, the final stretch to Monaco, ahead of literally rolling the dice on our combined fuel bills. What could possibly go wrong?
All right, this is it. Casino Square, right in front of us. So this is one of the magic mega moments we've been looking forward to as part of this trip, but we're only halfway. The trip's gonna keep on going, but the checkpoint in Monaco gives us a few days to do something cool. As you will have seen if you've been over to Matt's channel, we've been playing fuel pump roulette, and we're about to pool the equivalent value that we've all put into our cars and roll it on a single color on the roulette table in the Monaco casino. We've ticked off 2 bits of proof really that this car's absolutely spot on. All the way on straight line highway driving, brilliant. Tight, twisty, fast driving on Alpine passes, mega. The 3rd test is to come, but first of all, we're gonna chill out, spend some time in Monaco before resetting for the final test. Woo. Man, we've easily done 1,000 miles in the last 2 days. We're finally here. It's mega. Thanks for fixing that car.
Oh, that was fun.
If you hadn't fixed me up, mate, I wouldn't even be here.
And
so
that was fun. That is pretty much road tested, that car. Those twisty roads.
Yeah, we were saying we're gonna split this shape down into 3. We've got the long straight driving highways. We've just done tight, twisty sort of Alpine Pass.
Yeah.
And the 3rd you'll have to wait for.
Yeah, that one's gonna be the most.
Monte Carlo, a place close to my heart. I met my wife here, I've watched Formula 1 here, I've rolled through on the Gumball Rally, and now we're going to write another story.
Okay, doesn't get more iconic than entering the Monaco tunnel, following a Ferrari, no less. Only we're going incredibly pedestrian pace. But the main thing is, we're here in Monaco. Now, actually, we've had an entire day here yesterday. Downtime, bit of work, bit of chill, bit of stuff we can't show you. And today, we're heading down to one of our favorite locations in Monaco for photos, which is the sort of backside of the port. I know it's a stretch of road that anyone who drives to Monaco can do, but ultimately, the main road through Monaco is also the Formula 1 circuit. And it doesn't matter that during normal times, it's very pedestrian and very slow. There's still grandstands, there's still super yachts, and we're still on fresh tarmac that just a couple of weeks ago, Formula 1 was racing over. And that never gets old. It's really special. So this is Rascasse Corner. It's the slowest corner of the Monaco Grand Prix. And it just gives you an idea. If we point there, it's between a restaurant and a yacht broker. It's so bonkers.
But now the time has come. Our combined fuel bill on the drive down had added up to thousands, and we're en route to roll the dice.
We're gone red. We're thinking like there's been so many red things that happened. Like we've been fueled on Red Bull. We've been seeing a load of red cars.
We've been burnt red.
We've been burnt red. James got a text from his friend just randomly saying all on red. If that's not a sign.
Listen, I hear what you're saying, but it could also be a trick.
No, it's not a trick.
If it lands on red 3 times in a row, then we'll consider
so
black.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Listen, let me manage as a proper gambling addict. Right? Let me manage this. You know why I think it's black?
Shut up.
What happened after this was wild, but you'll have to head to Matt's channel to find out what happened inside the casino. But first,
It's always really special coming here. The main reason for me is I actually met my wife here. Just down there, you can see the roof of the Fairmont. I met her on that roof, totally changed my life. But also, very early subscribers of the channel will remember that in April every year, there was this annual event called Top Marks. And the sort of YouTubers at that time, we would all come down here, hang out, challenges, road trips, etc. And it was always this moment that sort of kick-started the beginning, the like signal of the supercar season. So every time I come here, I like to drive the roads up and around La Turbie because it brings back fantastic memories and just reminds me really where we were and where we are and where we're going. Speaking of which, we're going to Pisa. That car is made for moments like this, like just destroying miles, punctuating tunnels and rocking up to hotels looking like a G.
We have now made it to Italy, and the challenge is we all have to get to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but a bit of a Top Gear special sort of challenge to get here. You're only using the car sat nav, no phones allowed at all. First person to be stood by the Leaning Tower of Pisa wins. Park up wherever you fancy, strictly no phones.
I don't even know if I've registered the sat nav on that car.
Oh yeah, and that's German, so
Like,
I
really?
think that should struggle. Drew, I don't know what you're going to do.
I've got to follow the signs.
Let's go, let's go.
He's cheating. He's cheating.
He's cheating, for sure.
So cheating.
So that is 11k. Well, we're about to find out if it is or isn't. Come on, man. How much slower can you go? Hold on, it's just stopped. It was on a minute ago. What's happened? I mean, there's gonna be signs when we get close. I actually think Tony's got the advantage here.
Oh, full melee spec.
So this is saying it's gonna take 14 minutes to get there.
Where's Tony going?
It doesn't matter.
He's going that
He's
way.
going that way.
Why is he going that way?
Tony! I can see it.
See
I can
it?
see the top of
Yeah,
it.
me
I
too.
can just see the top of it now. Oh, taller than I thought. No, that looks like such broken tarmac. We would come out with a puncture and a broken wishbone.
Turn left.
Oh, that's a horrendous piece of tarmac. Are you kidding me?
Wait, it's
like that's
it's
the
like
other side
behind
of that
this
wall.
giant wall. There's Nico. Go left and cut him up. Cut him up.
Oh,
move! Wait. Go right.
It's okay. You?
Now
He's
turn
following
left.
us. There! It's there! Go!
Yeah, I've got mine.
Yeah! Go, lad, go! No, you gotta be near it.
That's how you do it, son. 100%. So I must say, well, we're gonna get the verdict there. No, the verdict is simple.
VAR,
the
I
photos.
think.
The photos. You didn't take a photo with the car.
First person to be stood by the Leaning Tower of Pisa wins.
Got it. Check out that timestamp. That's it. Where is he? Where'd Nico go? I don't know. But I'm definitely the only one here. Let's have a look. Nico set off before he put his sat nav in.
No.
Nico didn't take a photo by the pizza.
Pizza.
I've just got pizza on the brain, I'm starving.
I did take a photo with the car.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
And the car.
Just last.
And the car.
In the car.
And the car as first.
He followed us and he wasn't supposed to. And he said that his nav was going to send him a different way. But he followed us anyway.
Because you undercut me on the last corner.
That's racing. Rubbin's racing, brother.
Morning? Afternoon. We should have left 2 hours ago.
Yes.
The internet's so slow that no one can upload. Constant battle of power, internet and coffee. So the internet's so slow that we've had to leave the hotel to go and find internet somewhere else. We also haven't had any food yet. We were meant to set off at 9 AM. It's about to click 2:30. And we've got probably a 5-hour drive ahead of us still today. Now what's happening is we fixed this number plate on in the Channel Tunnel with black tack. And I totally forgot about it because it's done a successful job. But it's been so hot in Italy that it's melted.
If you need sticky pads. But that's what originally it fell off with.
Fell off
but
with,
I only
weirdly.
put 3 on because I thought weight saving. So we've had limp mode issues, which James has solved. So mechanicking, done the OBD. That's, touch wood, has been good. Every so often when I'm on the motorway, it'll flash on for like half a millisecond, it'll go on straight off, so it does actually work. We have a small issue with the steering wheel every so often. All the steering wheel buttons, I think there's 27 buttons on the steering wheel and all of them don't work sometimes, but if I just go bang on the steering wheel, it all works again. The tyres run really hot all the time. I don't know if it gets heat from the engine, but they do increase in pressure massively. Other than that, it's not comfortable, sounds good.
Looks cool.
Looks cool. There's no storage for anything. None at all. Phone goes here. Accelerate. Phone gets sent to the back there. Phone goes in this pocket back here. Brake. Sent forward down there. Into your feet. I mean, I'm not complaining.
Compared to our car, it's like an S-Class. Just
Yeah.
Plenty of space for a mobile phone in there. This is the amount of space that I don't have. That's my front is gone.
Yeah, that's it.
Didn't think of that.
We're not.
We've got, what, another combined maybe 10 hours of driving?
Yeah, 10 hours left.
And then we get to the final test.
If this isn't a shakedown, then I don't know what is.
The flipping headliner on the 430's fallen out.
Oh, it's down.
No.
Open the window, open the window.
I've got a cracked windscreen. Thanks very much. He just had a message on his dash saying gearbox malfunctions. Seems to be going forwards now though, so let's keep going forwards while it still is.
But just as we were making ground, the Revuelto became a victim of the Italian roads, which would be detrimental later in the video.
My left wheel went down like some massive thing, and then it just went bang, like a huge bang. I've got tyre pressure still, but it sounded like carbon almost.
Oh mate, let's hope it didn't whack the tub. That could be nasty.
Okay, I'm about to steer straight. Here we go.
So you didn't change lane there, it's just pulling that hard?
No, that's if I move the steering wheel to the straight, so to go in a straight line now, my steering wheel is slightly to the right, which is just fantastic.
That's all broken up here.
Yeah.
And this was new. This was all new because this was all smashed. Everything here was brand new because we had nothing.
Right.
Like we had nothing in there, so like
that.
I know nothing was broken or damaged on the side.
We've all driven some miles over the years. I don't think I've ever driven a road that bad.
That was good.
And I drove through the middle of Cambodia last year, right? And I didn't hit roads that bad. Honestly, that was unbelievable.
Oh, that's how I remember Italy being though.
Yeah.
Just really poor
Just
roads.
rugged, and I mean, some of the motorways had no lights or white lines.
And
Just
your
driving.
and your paint's go on.
Yeah, that's a point.
Yeah,
as well. Yeah, that's a good point.
Circuit Levante, the final challenge. A short but tight and technical circuit, baking hot and with minimal room for error. This is the arena that will test the GT3 RS once and for all.
I've got no controls on my steering wheel, so we managed to get it going once, and it got it in course, I got it in all the racetracks, and now I have no controls left. So when we were starting it earlier, we couldn't get it out of E mode because we've got no buttons left. Like,
So you've got to keep this on all day.
I've got to keep it on. I've got to keep it, or I try and fix it, but I'm scared if I try and fix it, it causes another issue, because I've got to disconnect the battery when I fix it, pull the airbag out and look at the connections underneath. I'm hoping maybe with a bit of beating round track it might spring it back into life.
Irony of this story, I remember a few weeks ago on Donington Park, I couldn't switch off my engine, and guess who forced me to switch off my engine?
Man, it's your turn.
Listen, I needed to bring my SVJ. Okay, it's an SVJ for those, but like, it's my SVJ.
But this is the third and final test shakedown for this car after Matt and his team rebuilt it. Now over on Matt's channel, he's taken out this circuit for a very special challenge. You're gonna have to head over there to find out why we're here. But for me, and in a way Matt, this is the shakedown to find out if he's built it as well as he thinks he has.
It's been hammered all the way here. It's gone through, we've done city driving, we've done like B-road, rocky road driving, we've done motorway driving, we've done pothole driving.
Mate, I needed a Dakar for the last 200 miles.
And now we're about to take it on the track. What I don't want to be doing is rebuilding it again. So if we can keep it on the tarmac.
This is it.
Good luck.
Let's find out.
Good luck.
I was just taking a photo to inspect it a bit more, really, but Matt's got a cracked rear disc.
So the funny thing, it went to Lamborghini before it come in for a health check and everything, and they checked the whole car over, and that wasn't there before. So I know it's happened on the trip, and I know it's been making a weird noise when I've been braking, but not all the way on. When I'm half on it, it goes and that'd explain it. The only positive I can take out of this is that it's a rear disc and not a front disc.
Yeah, if it was a front, I'd be more scared.
Yeah, the front, I'm not going out.
Rear,
who needs rear brakes? I'm up for sending it.
Yeah.
We've come here to do it.
The worst that could happen is it'll just shatter into an oblivion
and
spin you into a wall.
Yeah. Thank you. Any guesses on how much a Revolto rear disc will cost?
£6 plus the VAT.
Let's find out. How much do the Italian roads cost me?
Well, it's cost you a front wheel arch liner.
Yeah, it's cost me that. Brake disc. £7,500.
We're here about a week after Matt fixed the car. So 2 weeks ago, this did not look like this. In fact, it looked like this. So to be here on a track again so soon, this is the ultimate final test. Hopefully we're back in the game.
So this is it. 2 crash repaired cars 2,000 miles later. A proving ground for Matt and a moment of truth for me. But what we haven't shared yet is we're actually here to set a lap time and maybe beat the lap record.
Oh mate, that track is crazy dangerous, mate. Really? Like, I would imagine struggling with a supercar and stuff. This is mad dangerous, man. They don't want you to break
the crack on the screen, and they're coming over the manager now, saying that the screen's cracked.
Yeah, can't we put over some tape?
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong, mate. There's just admiring that crack. It's like, wow, that's a nice crack.
Nice crack.
That's well done.
This whole trip is down to James. Come on. We can't walk away without a lap record.
Come on. No pressure, boys. For the same. So what are we, 6/10 off?
6/10 off.
6/10?
You've got it. You have got it.
Mate, that final long sweeping right,
yeah.
Mate, I was basically opposite lock on that last lap. I was like, these tyres have just dropped off.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's 32 degrees. God knows what the tarmac temperature is.
Yeah, let them breathe.
Breathe. We'll just check the pressures and see. We're 6/10 off beating the lap record.
Have you pressed the DRS button yet?
Not yet, no.
Yeah, I think when we watched Mick in my car,
Yeah.
every time we come out of a corner, boom,
the DRS
press it,
button.
it was on.
it.
Okay. So bleed pressures, DRS button.
Yeah.
We're talking 6 tenths.
6 tenths.
This is nothing. This is not 6 tenths. Ain't even like this.
It's not
like that, it's like this.
It's 0.6.
It's like that. It's like this. Like that. That's how much quick. That could be the difference between you pressing the DRS.
The button. I can't tell it if I should be braking later or not braking as much and carrying a bit more speed through switching the aero on. That's where the V-Box is super helpful.
Down to you. Yeah, we just took it out.
At this point, the heat from the track had pushed the tyres over the edge, not to mention the 2,000 miles of hard driving to get here. But my heart pushed me to chase that lap one more time.
Right, the deal is we're 6 tenths, 0.6 of a second away from breaking the lap record here. So we adjusted tyre pressure because it's 32 degrees out. I don't know what that means for the tarmac temperature, but hot. I haven't been hitting the DRS button, which is the drag reduction system here, so we're having a little bit of drag down this straight. And I felt like the rear was a little bit loose. So I either need to improve my braking on entry so that the rear is not getting light, or commit a little bit more speed so hopefully that wing switches on and keeps me planted. I'm going to try a few techniques, but it's so hot that just the air in these tyres expands so fast that it starts to get quite slippy quite fast. So don't forget, 2 weeks ago this car was in bits in Matt's workshop, and now we're here challenging for a lap record. Hoo-yah!
At this point, it didn't matter what I tried. To beat this lap would require brand new tyres and ideally lower temperature. But the car took it like a champ. But the high of the trip and the lap was about to come crashing down.
It was.
Workshop with an undecided future.
No dashboard in it.
No
anything.
dashboard, zero. I was looking at photos thinking this is game over. And we've come out and together we're 0.6 of a second off a lap record of a car that 2 weeks ago was written off.
Yeah.
So if that's not a win, I don't know what.
That is a win. That is a win.
Well done, mate.
Well done, mate. At least.
Sorry, but it's still second place.
Hold on a minute. We're first place on the official published leaderboard.
Yeah,
so you know, Some dude we met 5 minutes ago was like, no. No, it was 5 seconds faster than that.
I think you just saw a group of English
I think so as well. Yeah. We were 0.6 off.
Maybe it was me giving 100 quid to wind you
Maybe
guys
it
up
was.
to see how
Maybe
far
it
you
was.
can push yourself.
But if you go online, we're 4 seconds faster than the published lap record.
Exactly.
So,
Can I just
it's not
point
too
out-
bad. Hello. It's weird you should call, because I've just spent the day on track in this car.
Have you?
Yeah.
You are playing with fire, my friend.
So what's the update? Because it's...
So,
Go on.
we've just started, Sloan Private Clients has started insuring clients' cars on track, specifically the Nürburgring and everywhere. And as an insurance broker, we don't want to be taking anything that's higher risk than it needs to be. So the GT3 RS, with it having been repaired by a non-approved, non-manufacturer approved repairer, it's nothing against Matt. It's just trying to remove any risk. We don't want to cover it again at the Nürburgring.
Is that at the ring or is that timing?
That's it. Yeah, that's the issue.
Okay,
Obviously, when we go to the ring, it is about the time to temp.
So I can take it on the ring, but I can't time with it. Is that right?
Yeah, that's our line. That is what we're saying.
And there isn't anything like there's no way around that?
There's nothing we can do. No. We won't cover it for the Times Thames in its current form. Yeah. All right. Sorry, I don't like to be the bearer of bad news.
All right, dude. I'll have to have a think about that then and see what the best next step is. We're having this conversation because I've already rolled the dice once and we've seen what's happened. Like, ideally, and that wasn't even going for it. So I understand your side of it. That's frustrating. Okay, we'll have to evaluate that and see what the next step is. So effectively, it needs to be sort of OEM approved.
Okay, mate. Your signal seems to be going in.
Sorry.
Yeah, OEM approved is what we're looking for. Third Times Thames. Yeah.
The challenge is, like, if I'm just being truthful, I'm a bit scared now because I've stacked it when I wasn't going 10/10s, and I'm gonna need to go 10/10s. Yeah. And the stack before was relatively not slow, but it was as you guys were saying, like, we've seen way worse crash damage cars. And I wasn't really on a flyer. I'm thinking if that lets go at the speeds I have been doing, it could be a write-off.
This is not the end, James.
Oh, it's not the end, no.
But
it's not the end.
Your fear.
It's not the end.
Your fear shows that you've pushed yourself out of your comfort zone. Fear means you're on the right track.
An unbelievable adventure, and while the roads and the cars are spectacular, it's the people you're with for the ride that really make it. With difficult news comes a new challenge, but you can overcome anything with good people around you. So this story is just getting started.